Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
I was doing Mary Monarch. I was in all these different organizations and just being me and just kind of fluttering around and kind of experience and take in as much as I can from everywhere. When I got into the news, the Hula mindset is you have one chance to do a good job. Your weather report, you have 2.5 minutes, it's live. You have no chance to, can I redo that again? So in a Hula mindset, when you go on the Mary Monarch stage, you have one chance to do the best you can. So you got to make sure that first performance is the best. And in my mind, that's how I walked into it. And I remember telling this to my boss, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so hard on yourself." But I'm like, "Well, no, you have one chance." Yeah, Christina. Okay, yeah. And she was just like, "You can't think like that." I'm like, "Oh, but that's how I was trained."
Pressure, right?
Pressure. So the anxiety was so much. I don't like to watch my first. If you turn in 7 years ago and watch my first year of reports, it was horrible. And I remember one auntie, she told me this after she heard one of the DJs on the radio. What did they do? They find this guy on the side of the road or something? And she got so angry. She said she called the radio station and she was just giving them all this kind of rash. I think so.
Those guys
I really don't know.
Any kind.
But it was really funny. She told me that afterwards. And I'm like, at that point, that would have bothered me. But then for 7 years in this, being in front of the camera, learning how to use my words better, someone who doesn't know how to speak proper English, where I get emails, you got to teach, as much as you teach people how to speak Hawaiian, you need to learn how to speak proper English.
Why?
Exactly. One time I was doing a story and I was saying humongous. Oh, this humongous fish was on the table. We were at this fish market. And the producer, when we got into commercial, she said, "You just said humongous." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not a word." "Yeah, it is. It's humongous." I've never heard the words being spoken as humongous. I mean, little things like that are local for us, I get criticized because in proper English, that's not how you speak.
The funny thing is that, I wonder how the hiring process worked on that one, if maybe, you're the DEI to an extent. If you're the DEI, then shouldn't you let the DEI be the DEI? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to be the diverse one, kind of let you go unless it's just token or something.
Well, credit to the station and the management that they have allowed me to do that. It's the criticism coming from the public. And there's so many things I've come to realize for this job. One, everybody wants their voice to be heard. Everybody wants their voice to be heard. But two, as a Hawaiian, growing up pointing fingers to Hula people, being the angry Hawaiian, I realized majority of the people who grumble are Hawaiians. They're not Hula people. Hula people are actually very supportive and they want to know. And Hawaiians are the ones to point the fingers. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. And it's really disheartening when you come to realize that, because then it's this whole I'm a crab syndrome where one crab is trying to come out of the bucket, but then the crab behind you only pulls you back down because they're jealous of you, or so it's Hawaiians are making it very hard for other Hawaiians to
not all Hawaiians,
successful. Not all Hawaiians.
Yeah, it happens to be some. Then.
Yeah, so you have a box of strawberries, one strawberry that has mildew and film and everything. If you remove that one, all the rest of the strawberries will last longer. But if you keep that one strawberry, the mold will only spread fast.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.